Maitri Upanishad from the Yajur Ved says, where there is joy, there is creation. Where there is no joy, there is no creation. Know the nature of joy. Now, this is a very liberating, very important aspect of the Upanishads. Know joy. Without knowing that, nothing is possible. Creation itself is not possible. Think about the primacy of joy. That is why the Upanishads are so liberating. They're absolutely profound because they hit at the most basic, the most fundamentally transformative aspect of human existence. They say, forget about human beings. Even creation itself cannot come out of joy, cannot come where there is no joy. So understand that the quality of joy is the single virtue. Out of that come all other virtues in life, all other blessings in life. Out of that, life becomes a festival, a dance. Out of that, all the various chapters of the book called life are unraveled. It is youthful, it is refreshing, it is nourishing. It is bliss, it is joy. So remember this quality. What we consider to be the greatest friend in life is nothing but our capacity for joy. Make joy your most intimate friend. Make joy your most intimate quality. Your entire aliveness, your entire ability to be fulfilled, your entire ability to be relaxed, your entire ability to flow into life no matter what you're doing is a function of joy. Believe in this. The Maitri Upanishad is very, very clear. You see, this is the absolute gift of the rishis. This whole message to us to rejoice, to be total in our rejoicing. Out of that comes non-exhaustion, non-tiredness, complete energy. Out of that comes whatever you can love, respect, feel closeness to in life. Without it, the energy of life goes through an absolutely negative turn. Without it, there is no creative ability. Forget within yourself, even within existence itself, there is no creative ability. Creative ability is a function of joy. So for you yourself to be creative, for you yourself to be of any value, know joy in its purest form. Now, what were the rishis trying to do? The rishis' whole idea was not to make man feel good, no. Their search for truth was authentic. And they discovered that at the very core of truth is joy. Imagine the liberating feeling of it. They said it's not just that we are preaching joy to you just to make you happy, just to make you feel relaxed or feel good. No. It is the very basic essence of life itself, and that is where Hinduism is so profound. It says that the deepest truths in life are also our most psychologically liberating, our most emotionally liberating. So if joy is built into the intrinsic fabric, the intrinsic matrix of life itself, the matrix of the universe, the matrix of the cosmos, then there's nothing to doubt. Then there is no excuse for you to not be joyful. Simply join the dance. Simply join this entire celebration of joy, which is inherent in existence. When you do that, there is no darkness anywhere in your life. Everything becomes full of light. It is like the push of a button. Push your own button of joy. It takes you to a situation where your true intelligence, your true potential rises to the surface. Else your potential is below the surface. It is dormant, it is stagnant, it is not flowing. The passion of joy is not the ordinary passion. No, it is an ecstasy. It is not happiness, it's beyond happiness. It is ecstasy. It is a continuing feeling within the wholeness of your being. It is a continuous consciousness that there is something dynamic within you. It is a self perpetuating mechanism. There's no need to do anything. Just remember that at the heart of creation lies joy. Then you find a self perpetuation of joy in whatever you do. It is an infinite process. It may have a beginning, but it certainly has no end. You see, the beginning is very difficult to predict, where it is very difficult to pinpoint to. When was the beginning exactly? But we know one thing, the rishis are saying that it is infinite in scope, it never ends. It's simply up to you. Simply within the deepest core, in the recesses of your own being, let joy blossom, and then you find yourself as vast as the whole universe. Then you find that the entirety of the spiritual sky is within you. Then you find that you don't consider yourself to be only mind or body. No. You are of that feeling of joy itself. That is your intrinsic makeup. So not only is it responsible for creation, it is what you are ultimately made up of. It is the foundation of you yourself. And our discovery of self-nature, our discovery of self-understanding needs to go into a situation where you understand yourself to be joy itself, joy personified in mind, body, spirit. This very feeling brings a sense of victory. This very feeling brings a sense that you can't be defeated. You see, power, position, money, anything can be defeated in life. Success also can turn to failure, but at a very fundamental life level, find that innate quality with which you surpass your own self. Find that quality through which you remain truly youthful, refreshed, alive within your being, non-dull, passionate, yet at the same time have a certain coolness of being. And that is attested to as being the quality of joy in the Maitri Upanishad. So this is a very, very important and fundamental way of Vedanta. And that is why Vedanta is taken as the crown jewel of Hinduism. It's taken as the true treasure of all of Hindu philosophy and thought. It says that we are a river. We're constantly moving through a dynamic process called life. But the boat upon which you can travel, make that the boat of joy. It's a metaphor for saying that whatever you do, do with that spirit. Then you find that you're not split, you are integrated within yourself. Then you find that all things that have made you fearful, all things which have made you feel hesitant, all that can disappear. You acquire trust, you acquire strength through surrender to joy. Surrender to joy. That brings about a tremendous transformation. All your boundaries stop being bondages. All your boundaries dissolve. You live at a maximum instead of at the minimum. But at the same time, you're able to maintain an absolute coolness of being. You cease to exist. Bliss exists. Drop your ego. Remember that you are Ananda. Remember that is your greater reality. Remember that there is no need to be in self-conflict. Let it radiate from the very center of the core of your being. Let it radiate with a feeling that the whole universe, just as the whole universe is made of joy, so too are you made of joy. This very attitude turns everything into bliss, happiness. This very attitude takes you to unknown dimensions of potential realization, unknown dimensions of successful living. You are able to become a deeply dynamic person through this very attitude. And remember one thing, that the lotus has been used a lot in Vedanta as a metaphor. But the lotus, the intrinsic quality it is said to have in Vedanta is that it can joyfully grow even within the mud, even within circumstances which don't seem so favorable. Why? Because it grows in joy, it blossoms in joy. That is the whole miracle of the lotus. Be like the lotus. Then you understand the Maitri Upanishad. then you get a taste of it. The whole non contaminated message of the Upanishads is this non dual understanding of joy itself. Everything else is peripheral. This is at the core, at the pith of it. Know this, and you begin truly enjoying the deeper mystery of the Upanishads and the Vedas.